Oh, your Tri-Brigade deck loses to Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, Lightning Storm. Couldn't be me. In this video, not only am I going to show you guys my MELFFY Tri-Brigade list, I am also going to show you how this variant plays around Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, Lightning Storm, all with a one card combo. Make sure you guys stay tuned till the end of the video. Let's get right into the deck profile. If you play Tri-Brigade or you've been looking into any Tri-Brigade content, you would know that the ratios for the Tri-Brigade cards themselves are pretty standard. So we are on the 3 copies of Fractal, the 3 copies of Kit, the 3 copies of Nerval, and the 2 copies of Keras. And I guess the only debates I ever see is if you should play 2 or 3 Keras. In my opinion, you only need 2. It is the extender. It is the only Tri-Brigade card that by itself doesn't really do anything for you, and you always do end up searching it. It is an integral part of the MELFFY Tri-Brigade combo, but honestly, you really do not need the 3rd copy of it. Moving on, we are playing the 3 copies of Rescue Cat. This card is amazing, especially if you have a way to get to Farragut without using this as a normal summon. You can special summon this off the Farragut and then go into your MELFFY play anyways, which is very, very cool. This card is just amazing. You can do so many things for the deck. For the MELFFY package, we're playing the the one puppy, and the 2 copies of Calentosa. So the thing with this is I was playing the larger package for a while, and the larger package includes a 2nd copy of, oh my god, I can't talk after I said Poppy. It includes a 2nd copy of Puppy, a copy of Caddy, and a copy of Hoppier Squadron. And what that accomplishes for you is it also allows you to go into a Herald of Arclight play, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, you are playing more bricks, and that did kind of screw me over when I was playing that build that was like more heavily oriented towards the MELFFY stuff. So once I cut those out and I played these, which accomplish what you mainly want to do with the MELFFY package anyways, I just found the deck started performing a lot better. And yeah, the cards that I made room for are the cards that are helping me win games, because if you get rid of all those extra bricks, not only do you reduce the amount of bricks you have, you increase the amount of better cards that you can draw into. For the hand traps, we are playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, and 2 copies of Nibiru. Look, I know this is kind of weird. Why are you playing 2 Veiler, 2 Nibiru? I think both the cards are very good, and you have to remember sometimes when you're building a deck, you do have to build catering towards your locals meta. So Nib at my local is pretty decent card, right? And the thing is, I really just couldn't choose between the 2 of these, and you'll see another reason why I don't find it as bad to play 2 and 2. But yeah, both are just very good. Veiler, especially if you're playing like Tri-Brigade, like a mirror match for me. If you're seeing a Verte Anaconda, Veiler is very good. There's just a lot of situations where the Veiler does come up, and it's absolutely crucial for you to have it. So yeah, I just could not choose between the 2, and the ratio has been working out for me. For the final hand trap, I am playing the Gamma. So I did side out the extra bricks, the Hoppier, the Caddy, and the Puppy in order to fit in the Gamma package, and this has been absolutely phenomenal. Not only is it a negate, it gets rid of a card on the field for you most of the time, or like off your opponent's field, so that's 1 less material for them to work with, and that's just what makes Gamma so freaking powerful. So we have 1 copy of 10 Key. Unfortunately, this did get limited to 1, but fortunately, this deck is very consistent. You have a lot of starters. You can draw your Fractals, you can draw Obedience School, you can draw Rescue Cat. So yeah, honestly, the limit didn't do that much. Then we have the 2 cross-out designators. So like I was saying, playing the 2 and 2 for Nib and Effect Veiler didn't feel as bad having this card. And I do think 2 is kind of an okay ratio for designator. I don't know how I feel about playing 3, just because I feel like this card is situationally very good. It's similar to Tactics to me, which is another card I don't think I'd really play 3 of, unless it was like a very, very hand trap heavy format. Because Tactics, you don't want to draw multiples of it, because especially if you draw 2 Tactics and your opponent doesn't hand trap you, you have 2 essentially very dead cards. And given that Imperm is one of the best hand traps of the format, if you draw 2 Tactics and your opponent Imperms you, it just feels really, really bad. So the thing with Crossout is too, not only it's very good against hand traps, but you also have to ensure that you are playing a good variety of hand traps in your deck. And if you get hand trapped by something that is not in your main deck, this card just feels really, really awful to draw. Like if I'm getting Skullmeistered, I don't have Skullmeister in here, so you know, it feels really bad. So 2 has been very, very nice. At the locals, it didn't come up like I would have liked it to, but online, this card has been phenomenal, and I love the ratio, and I'm sure it'll come up. There are just like locals that you will go to, and you're not sure if a card is good or bad. You're just gonna have to test it again for yourself the next time, and if it doesn't come up, then you can cut it the next time. But honestly, I didn't have much of an experience with it this time, but online it's been great, so I'm keeping it. I love it. Next, we're moving on to Obedience School. This card is... Next, we're moving on to Obedience School. Like I said earlier, this is a 1-card full combo. I'll show you guys the combo at the end of the video, but this card is absolutely insane. And this is basically the reason why you want to play the MELFFY Tri-Brigade variant. This card is just nuts, dude. Next, we have the 3 copies of Imperm, which is the final hand trap I'm playing in the deck. We're on 2 copies of Revolt, and then we are on the 1 of for the Imperial Order, and that rounds out the main deck. For the extra deck, pretty standard stuff. We're on the 1 Bear Brum. We are on 3 copies of Farragut, because in the Obedience School combo, you do end up using 2 copies for it. It is very nice to have the 3rd copy in the extra deck. So yeah, I don't know if it's a must, but personally, I would probably miss it if I didn't have the 3rd copy. So for now, it's staying at 3. We are on the 1 copy of Rugal, and we're on the 2 copies of Shurag. I think this is the perfect ratio for the Tri-Brigade stuff in the extra deck. If you disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below. But for me, that's what's been working out. Then we're on the 1 copy of Almirage, just in case you do have to open up with a normal summon Nerval, normal summon kit play. This is what you go into. This situationally can come up in actually protecting your monsters. Very rarely, but you know, it can happen, which is pretty cool. We're on the 1 copy of Double Dragon Lords. I feel like in the MELFFY variant, this card comes up less and less. There are situations where against back row decks this is very good, so I wouldn't cut it. But I'm not going to lie, I have thought about it. But at the same time, it has come up very clutch in the very niche situations that I did need it. Next, we're on the 1 copy of Mrs. Radiant. This one turns some eyes for sure, because I think a lot of you guys probably think, oh, hey, he's probably playing this to counteract Contact C. No, not even close. So, with this build, right, if you're going second with Obedience School, you have no way to break a board. But if you go into Raccoon, right, since you're locked into Beast under Obedience School, you can summon whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want. You can summon a token that copies the highest attack of a monster on the field. And then instead of going into Bear Brum, you make Mrs. Radiant. And that way, this token that you summon off the Raccoon can beat over any problematic card on the field. And this is very important in a lot of matchups. For example, if you really need to run over a 4K Dragoon, which... I mean, if you're just summoning Farragut Bear Brum when you're locked into Beast, you're not doing that. They're going to kill you the next turn. If you're playing against Attic Nister, it doesn't matter if their Link monster is 6,000 attack. You are running it over with the token. There are so many games that I won just because I went Obedience School, looked like I was doing a regular combo, went into Mrs. Radiant, went into Raccoon, made a beefy token, broke the board, and then with that, I still had the Farragut on board. If they beat over the Radiant, I would have been able to add back a Tri-Brigade from Graveyard. This is protected as long as I have a Beast on the field, and they also have to worry about a big beefy token. So overall, this is fantastic. This is my bread and butter for the deck. I absolutely freaking love it. We are playing the 1 Doom Eagle, the 1 Appaloosa, the 1 Axis Code Talker, and finally the 1 Joyous Melfies. That wraps up the extra deck. Let's move into the side deck real quick. And this one has a lot of weird ratios. Again, you have to remember for side deck, I am catering it towards my locals. So we are playing the 3rd copy of Nibiru. We are playing the 2 Droll Lockwood. I really wish I could find room for the 3rd, because there is a huge surge of Drytron players, and I freaking hate that deck so much. We are playing 2 Dark Ruler No More. I know this looks really, really weird. Why am I playing so many 2-ofs? Just trust me, I had a really hard time squeezing stuff into my side deck, and also I am catering this towards my locals, so I know I absolutely need the Dark Rulers, and I'm not playing without them. We are playing the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, the 2 Lightning Storm, and 3 copies of Twin Twister. Aren't you happy I didn't say 2 Twin? But yeah, how much do you guys like this ugly I guess I don't want to say misprint. Let's say damaged Twin Twister. It actually came like this in the box. It might be ugly, but it's my ugly, and I love it. So, and for the final 4 cards in my side deck, we are playing the Artifact package. I would not cut this. Like I told you guys earlier with Crossout, first time I took it to locals, didn't like it. But, you know, that's not a good enough reason to cut it just then and there. Second time I took it to locals, which was this time, this card was fantastic. Instantly won me a game when my opponent had Twin Twister. I love having chainable traps because your Revolt loses because once you respond to Twister or Cosmic, right, like in a standard Tri-Brigade variant, it loses because it doesn't float or anything, right? It's not a responsive trap card because, yeah, you get your Shurag, but then you're just sitting on a Shurag that doesn't do anything. With Sanctum, it's chainable. So they have the Cosmic, they have the Twin. That's cool. I'm chaining this and I'm summoning Scythe. It doesn't matter. Now they just want neg for no reason. That wraps up the deck profile portion of the video. Now let me move on to the combo. The 1-card combo that I told you guys plays around the Lightning Storm, plays around the Twin Twister, and plays around the Cosmic Cyclone. Alright, so for this combo, all you need is 1 copy of Obedience School. So you're going to start off by activating the Obedience School. You're going to get yourself a copy of Kalantosa, MELFFY Puppy, and a copy of Tri-Brigade Kit. Then make sure you link off the kit with any of the other 2, it doesn't matter which one. You're going to go into a copy of Farragut here. And then once you do that, you're going to use the kit effect. You're going to dump a copy of Nerval, and Nerval is going to search you a copy of Karas. Then once you've completed that, make sure you use the Farragut effect to special summon the Karas. You're going to use the Karas effect. You're going to banish 2. So you're banishing the Nerval and the kit here because we need the MELFFY Puppy or the Kalantosa in the graveyard here. So you're going to banish those. You're going to get yourself a copy of Bearbrum. Now, before you link off the Bearbrum, you have to remember that once you link them off, you're going to be locked into Tri-Brigade monsters. So you're going to have to Xyz summon first. We're going to Xyz these 2. We're going to go into a copy of Joyous Melfies here. Next, we're going to link off the Bearbrum and the Farragut, going into another copy of Farragut. Unfortunately, we can't make like an Appaloosa or anything since Obedience School does lock us into Beast. But after that, make sure you chain block the Bearbrum by going Chainlink 1 Bearbrum, Chainlink 2 Farragut. So that will guarantee that you get a copy of Revolt to your hand. Then to end your turn, you're going to set the Revolt. And you have to remember, that is all off of only 1 card. So whatever you drew off the Farragut to mulligan, whatever else you have in your hand, that's potentially more hand traps. But with this, you already have 3 interruptions set up along with 4 cards in your hand, which is very, very good. And now when you're passing turn, you might be wondering, well, how does this play around Twin? How does this play around Cosmic? How does this play around Lightning Storm? So if they want to get rid of your Revolt, pretend they open Cosmic Cyclone, they activate Cosmic, they target your only back row, and usually you would change Revolt, you would bring out one of the banished cards, either the kit or the Nerval. Let's just do Nerval here, right? And then you do whatever else, the Farragut, the Puppy, and then you go into your Shurag, you activate whatever chain links, you search, you add whatever, blah, blah, blah. But at that point, your Shurag is just a big vanilla. It doesn't get its banish effect, but playing the MELFFY package completely mitigates that because, okay, yeah, they target your Revolt, you just don't care, dude. Because you can summon this, not activate its effect, and then once your opponent makes any play, you can use the Joyous Melfies, okay? You can bounce this back. These go to graveyard. Your special summons are going to be the Kalantosa and the Puppy, and that will trigger your Shurag. So that is 2 interruptions right there. So you get a banish off the Shurag, you get a pop off the Kalantosa, and if they have another follow-up summon, you can bounce back the Puppy, summon the second Kalantosa from deck, and that is 3 interruptions. And this way, you're not losing the Twin Twister, you're not losing the Cosmic Cyclone. That is why I love the MELFFY variant so much. There is so many times where that came up, because usually people think, oh, you get rid of the Revolt Oh, the Shurag is dead. Nope, not in this variant. The MELFFY package is just so freaking good in this deck, and it fixes the inherent problems of what this deck already has, which is what you usually want to look for in an additional engine. I know people just love to slap Invoked and everything and stuff, but with this, there's actual very good synergy. And if you're using an engine to fix the weakness of your deck, you're probably going to be winning a lot more games, which is exactly what the MELFFY package accomplishes. So yeah, with that said guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the combo tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. This is Bear, signing off. Peace, guys!